What is going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I always have problems with this podcast and my mic. If I touch it, it gets a little finicky. Also, let me know if it starts getting like a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Laggy. Like if it starts like slowing down and stuff. I try to fix it. But first, AV, good. Thank you, Ambi. And I see, look at it. We got Geek 4 month member. What's up, Geek? And we got Rouster at 5. I think Wit is also at 5. What is going on? I think Ambi's also at 5. Thank you all so much for just being here. It means so much to me from a community standpoint. Like, I think gaming has a way to bringing people together, even though it can be divisive at times. But I like to try to bring people together. And hopefully, y'all will let me know if I fail in that. But today we have a pack show. It's a pack show. You know what I thought was going to be somewhat slow at the beginning of the week actually ended up getting super packed. And I'm super excited that we are going to probably end up in a few weeks. So not next week, but in a few weeks, get Johnny Roadkill on the show. So if y'all know anything about Johnny Roadkill, he's super cool. Variety streamer, does a lot of retro gaming. He's come in and chat a couple of times over the last month. But he's super cool. And just cool guy. So I'm really looking forward to that, as well as a couple others. The Real Arrow, another one I'm really looking forward to. If we ever can get Ronin Storm, he's another one. So we're gonna try to stack those up here in a second. To get those interviews going, get to see who else is out there in the community. But today we got a lot of news. Obi Rose, what is going on? Obi, yeah, you were there. If y'all have not seen it, I was on Cowboy Show early. Well, it wasn't. It was. I don't know how to call it. Maybe Country Purple. If we have time towards the end of the show, I may pull it up. But I was. It was all fun stuff. With Cowboy and the King of that whole just group over there. Vet was there. I think Rudix was there. F Cat. It was a pretty cool little time there on Tuesday. I put it. Did I? I don't know. It was super fun. Thanks, Obi. We may watch it. If I can pull it up. We'll see if y'all remind me towards the end. But yeah, we got a ton of stuff. So I'm going to showcase 7 games. Some of these games you've seen already. Some of the games you haven't seen already. So today was the Triple I Initiative game showcase, which is a lot of indie games. And I went through all 37 different games that they showed. I went through them all today between like 5 and 6 to pick out like my top 4 favorites that I thought, or actually maybe 5, 4 or 5, I forget. That y'all that I'll show you. I'll tell you why I picked those. There's a little something in there for like, you know, uh life sim people or adventure or flashback to a Stadia original. So I'll definitely showcase that. As well as we got some pretty interesting topics. And it's just something I'm going to start doing that's a little new. So shout out to both Granite as well as Rudigs, who both kind of like spurred these with their posts either in the Discord or on the channel, these questions that I thought, hey, it would be a pretty cool idea to do here. And then I get to also talk about like what was in the gaming news for the most part this week, at least as it pertains to Nintendo. I know Nintendo's been in the news a lot. So we'll see. So with that said, the first thing we're going to get kicked off today, and this is a game. This game is in my top 20 games that I'm most looking forward to for 2025. It just released a demo. I talked about this on Sunday, and I want to showcase it. I played through the demo, so I'll give you my thoughts of it after this. But this is like number 16 or 17, maybe 15. It's somewhere in there. It's in the latter 4th. But still, it made my top 20. So without further ado.
We all know why the walls around our capital exist. This world fell to the forces of darkness. Its light is replaced by shadows and the terrors that lurk within them. With our faith in the Divine One and the power he bestows on me, can we thrive in a corrupt world. Inquisitor, a word in private.
There we go. So that was let's see if I can do this. Nope. Did I do it right? I did not do it right. There we go. So that is Magagora. It is super interesting. I'll say it like that. So the demo took me probably a good hour and a half to get through. As the game suggests, it is exactly what it says. It is Souls like an action adventure in RPG. So hey Wolf Saints, what's going on? And so I got to play through that. And if you are really into RPGs, this is your game. They have different classes you can choose, and you have a pretty extensive, at least for my from my opinion, a pretty extensive RPG element to the game where you have like different, whether it's attacking or magic or whatnot going through it. The story is somewhat dark. I'm not gonna lie. Like the art style reminds me a lot of Trine. So if you ever play like Trine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, especially Trine like 4 and 5, that's what the gameplay really reminds me of. And then I wouldn't say it's so soulsy like I think I played the last Berserker 2 weeks ago. Like that one was really like pushing my soulsy ability. But this one, at least with Magicora, it was a little bit more action adventure. Like it gave you enough to get into it. But again, the story starts off with you like murdering someone, like, yeah, the main character like killing someone. And I was like, okay, well, we're into it. And but it's very RPG. Very RPG. And then I think at the end there, if you want to go back and look at it or go watch the trailer yourself, it kind of looks like very much that comic book style where someone talks and it shows their picture. The voice acting is pretty cool. I don't think it's a game that I'm going to prioritize over like what's coming up right now, which is South of Midnight, as well as the other one I'm about to play, which is the Midnight Walk. Both of those are kind of a little bit higher up on my list, but it is fun. Bleed Flow Flow, what is going on? I have yes. Great looking animation. That one, yes, it is beautiful. I have another game that's going to have really great animation too from the Triple I and Initiative game show. So really looking forward to showcasing you all that game. I looked a little bit more into the art, which will come back in a second. But yeah, so this one very Trine-esque, very RPG. If you want I think it's gonna have a very solid story, just how it starts off. It just seems pretty cool, and I hope some of y'all get to enjoy that. I'm big on Souls like, yeah, you kind of have to be a Souls like player. Well, I say it's more action adventure. I'll say it's more action adventure than Souls like. But since y'all did mention Souls, now this one I think is for Simpleton. So I know Simpleton is a Metroidvania fan. Him and Rudigs both kind of love that genre, love the pain of it, and I do too. But I will admit that they outdo me there. So here's the other one, and this one's coming out with a DLC, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about this game that much, even though it scored pretty high in the genre. But it just came out with a DLC. You can actually get the base game. The base game's a little bit older, but it looks super hard. But it looks kind of cool, and I like the music in this trailer. So without further ado, here's our second trailer. I got 7 of these, and I'll talk about a topic here in a second. But here's the second trailer. Not Silt Song. So that's Katana Zero. So the base game already came out. So if you saw that, it's something you're interested in. Like they say, like Metroidvania fans put that pretty solid up there. And so you can go pick it up right now. But the thing about this one is the DLC, which they had always said was going to be free and was basically going to be as long as the base game, had been rumored to be not there. So like a Silk Song situation. But, they just came out and they said, like, it's still coming out, and so we think it's gonna come out later this year, so if it's something you're interested in, you're like, "Yo, I've played all the Metroidvanias out there, you want another challenge, I would go check this one out." I was, like, doing a little bit of research on it. I haven't played it myself, um, but it definitely seemed like it had a decent like, a very loyal fan base, and so, yeah, so that's what's out there. I didn't realize, what that game was still being came out. Yeah, exactly, Bleed Full Flow, like, exact so that's why I wanted to showcase it. They just pushed it out, and so, if it's something you're interested in, like they said, it's gonna be a free DLC, and I wonder if this was always their plan, right? Like, they're still making it, but maybe it was to really gin up some hype for the base game. Get the base game. You're gonna basically get the sequel here within probably like the next 6 months. So I think it was super cool. Retro, yeah, Crow. It does sound super retro. It has that like, I don't know. It seemed more like a NES trailer. Super like that, like early '90s type, maybe late '80s type of gameplay. But our game soundtrack, but it looks pretty cool. You can also pick up the soundtrack. So that one actually is one of those games that has a soundtrack with it. Like I said, the people who like that one really, really like that one. And if that's your thing, you like that, like that's more Metroidvania than I would say Madragora, which is very much DLC with some hack and slash Souls like gameplay loop. So, two games. If you like to punish yourself, go off, go do what you got to do. But those are two games. So, with that said, we're gonna jump into my first topic. Don't worry, we got 5 more games I'm gonna show you later on, including a Game of the Year nominee. People are already putting it up there. So we have 2 Game of the Year nominees so far this year. And this one they're putting it pretty high, and I want to have a conversation about it. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what was the news this week. And there's actually been a lot of news this week, by the way. But this one was the biggest one, which is Doug Bowser, which I always thought was a unique name, like for a guy who's the Nintendo America president. But Doug Bowser, he kind of looks like not the Bowser, but the little turtle dudes who are Bowser's army. I can't think of their name right now, but he always reminded me of that, like one of those guys. But either way, um, Doug Bowser, he talked about the $80 price thing, and so it wasn't really what he said about the $80 price of games. It's what he said really about the uh the console. And this just Koopa. Yes, 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 that's the name of those people. Um, and so he talked about that, and you can go. This is all on the Washington Post if you want. They kind of did a really good deep dive of the entire conversation. It is somewhat extensive, so we're not going to go through everything. I do have kind of a summary of what the main parts of it, but just to show you, like, they do have quite a bit there to go through it. And I really just want to showcase this feature from Restream where I can click through and not have to switch slides. That's actually why I did that like that. But yeah, let's talk about like the main part of it was, which was this. Two different things. Switch to games pricing. What you see there is variable pricing. So he's talking about the $80 pricing. We'll look at each game, really look at the development that's gone into the game, the breadth and depth of the gameplay, if you will, the durability over time, and the repeatability of gameplay experiences. Those are all factors, and there's many more that go into consideration of what is right price point for the game. So I think you can anticipate that there will be variable pricing, and we haven't seen a set of benchmark. So and this is actually what I know Nintendo's under the spotlight right now with the $80 price tag, and then Donkey Kong being at 70. But we see this also with Xbox, right? Xbox just had South of Midnight come out. You have Game Pass, you can play that on. If you don't want Game Pass, you can play it. You can pay $40 for it. If you wanted early access, you could pay $50 for it. At the same time, they have like a Call of Duty, which has like a Game Pass component, as well as the full base game at $70. As well as I think there's some games they charge like 30 and 50. It's everywhere. And I actually like a lot of people, particularly MM2K, as y'all know from Cloud Dosage Network. He was really critical of Doug Bowser this week. And now he was more or less critical about Doug Bowser because there was something he said about the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. And we have a Cloud Dosage writer here, Blee Flo Fla. Please elaborate. I know you write quite extensively and really well. If y'all have not checked out Blee Flo Fla's writing, it's superb on these topics. Um, and what they were saying is like basically Nintendo said, "Hey, we are still going to support the Switch 1, the Switch OLED, as well as the Switch 2." And so multiple price points to come into the Nintendo ecosystem, which I think is, if we step out back from like gaming and more like from hardware, so I think about cell phones, we always see this. If you don't want to if you don't want to pay the premium pricing for like an iPhone or a Pixel, which y'all know I'm a fan of Pixel, but if you don't want to pay that, they have like a light version, or for some reason, Pixel always calls it like the Pixel 8A. I don't know why. Weird naming convention. Samsung has that. Others have that. And I think it says volumes that they still want the Switch. Like they still see the Switch as an entry point, which I think speaks volumes about the um, durability of that device, as well as the Switch OLEDs, as well as the Switch 2. We're going to be talking a little bit more about Switch 2 pricing because Rubik's gave us some content to talk about. And so yeah, me personally, someone asked me like, what do I think about Doug Bowser in his comments? And at first, I had to dig deep. So this is really, I think Crow Resin also on Blue Sky and Jeff both kind of like uh both added some stuff to my timeline. So thank you, Crow, as well. But Crow, if I'm off, please let me know. Nintendo PR stated if you're essentially poor, then just go buy the Switch 1. Is that is that what they Okay, I did not read that. Like, I did not read that. What I read was I read the comment, but maybe I'm wrong. If y'all want me to see the link, like maybe I'm wrong on the wording, and I'm okay with saying I'm wrong. But I also want to know, and this is me honestly asking for y'all, like what would have been the better wording for him to say something? Because like I looked at it and I said, okay, he's saying like, hey, there's still a Switch 1 if that's a higher price point, right? I don't know what else there is to say about that. Like I think anything absent we're lowering the price, people are going to criticize him. And but maybe I'm looking at this through Nintendo tinted glasses, but I'm really curious, what else is there to say? If anything, I feel like it's saying like, yo, we're still gonna support that other device you have, right? And that's gonna be part of this entire next generation as well, next Nintendo generation as well. So you don't have to worry about us not supporting that. Like, um, that's basically saying that if you are too poor for a Switch 2, then go buy a Switch. Well, he didn't say he just said if that's too. What would you want him to say? That I'm curious. You're not poor. I'm not. I'm not saying you have to be poor. I'm saying if you're. I think it's two things. If you don't want to pay 450, you don't have to be poor to pay 450. Like, right? I could see, for one, I think a lot of people who probably shouldn't be paying 450 are going to pay 450, and a lot of people who are like stream money pinchers who don't want to spend aren't going to pay 450. I don't know. You can't play the new DK or Mario Kart on Switch 1, so it comes across very insincere to me. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And it's spelled with a K, Crow. Spelled with a K. If we're gonna bring in Mario Kart, at least spell it with a K. No, don't get me wrong. I don't know why they spell it with a K. If y'all can tell me why Mario Kart spells cart with a K, Let me know. I have to mow lawns so I can afford a Switch. No, you don't. No, you don't, Ron. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, so we got Bleeful. I think people were twisting his words big time, blowing this out. It was essentially saying we have something for everybody, and people are twisting. That's what I'm saying. What would you want to say? What is Crow and Vet? I'm okay with y'all saying, like, if y'all give me something else that he could have said, then I'll be like, oh, like he could have said that. Like, but for him to me, it was like him essentially saying, we're gonna do that. And if you want to get the better graphics, if you want to get but you can't run DK1 on Switch One, obviously, or Mario Kart World on Switch One. But there's still the game sharing feature that is available. There's still the virtual cartridge feature that will be available. There's still going to be the chat feature that is going to be available. Like, if it's like I totally doubt it, because I do not think Nintendo fans actually pay attention to this. I actually am almost positive they don't pay attention to this. You're just a Nintendo fan. No, I'm really want to know what he should have said. I can't afford $30 for a dozen eggs. It- j- That now I have not seen eggs for $30, but that is if they are $30 in your neighborhood, vet, I totally get it. I don't know what the price of eggs has to do with the Switch right now, but we might be getting into it. Sorry, I don't play Mario Kart. Didn't know they it's probably better say nothing about Switch One. You think so? But their whole point, I think, is to I get it. All right, that's fair, Crow. That's fair. That is fair. You're saying they don't even mention Switch One. Just stick to it. We set it at 450 and that's it. Fine. Um, but if they're supporting, the only thing is, like, I think they've went out their way to say we're supporting Switch One and that's an option. There's nothing you could say other than this is as cheap as we can get it, and that would be going down just as poorly for everyone. Probably $30 a dozen eggs in California. Vet, you're not even in California, Vet. Vet, you're on the totally opposite end of California. And so, like, are you moving to California to buy eggs? If not, why are we mentioning the price of eggs in California? It's like me mentioning the price of Mario Kart in Spain. I'm not moving to Spain to buy Mario Kart. A competitive price. It's odd that people are presenting that it's the same price as a PS5, which is selling like crazy. Yeah, well, I think it's because people like the quality of PS5. I think people want to really compare these two, and I don't know why. One's portable, one isn't. One has another accessory to get handheld that you can do the remote play or online play. One doesn't do that. I don't know. I don't know. They hadn't said anything about the Switch One, then this wouldn't have been a major PR issue. I think y'all are gonna have your PR issue. Honestly, I think if you were gonna make a PR issue, this is the week to do it in the United States, because there is so much other PR stuff going on. I smuggle eggs across the border. What border, vet? What are you talking about? Like, you live in Virginia. What are we already, like, predicting, like, the next slicing up of America, like The Postman? Have you ever seen that movie, The Postman? With Kevin Costner? Is it with Kevin Costner? And they're like the battle of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. There's issues I have with that movie because, and it's totally tangent, but there's issues I have with The Postman because it's like this post-apocalyptic America, and then, like, there's like this final, like, battle sequence, and then it's like 5 years later, and it's like modern day beautiful America, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure America wouldn't just rebuild like that because of the stupid Postman. But that's different. That's different. That's my opinions of The Postman. If y'all want to push back on that, I feel free. When Ron meets up with you, does he whisper in your ear, I'm here for the, oh my good, I'm here for the eggs? You have to talk about the old Switch, especially as so many people are worried about. I think you have to. There's 160 million of these out there, which I would say probably 110 to 120 million um, active accounts. Plus, you just sold 12.5 million of these last year. Like, that's a lot. I know, like, we don't think that's a lot, but 12.5 is a lot of, like, devices that are 8 years old. Or I guess it would have also included the OLED, so let me not say that, but still, that's a lot. So, I just pre-ordered Switch 3. I'm actually first like, "Stop it." Say, "Hey, Joe, what's going on?" I don't know. I wanna get because of new Pokemon game release, but not sure if it's just for the Switch 2. If not, I won't get it. Oh, so Jaw is another Switch player. It's interesting, Jaw. So you're kind of like potentially on the fence. So I think I was talking to Ambi, and he was also in this boat. If he's like, if it's, I think Crow also, but Crow I don't think would buy it anyway. But there is, I think, a definitely a segment who's like, I like Nintendo for one game. I'm not gonna get it for just that one game. But I wonder, like in a couple of years, if there's like 2 or 3 games, would that entice y'all to get the Switch? Don't answer that because it's a hypothetical right now. But I can totally understand why one game y'all wouldn't do that. iPhones are completely different than the Switch pricing. I agree. I agree. I'm just throwing it out there that I think hold on, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to move this over here like this. Um, so I totally agree about that. I'm not paying 450 for a Switch. I guess I'm waiting for the Switch, the announcement, and a Black Friday deal. You might be waiting a long time. I'm not gonna lie, Simpleton. I don't know if we're gonna be getting a Switch 3 anytime soon. This year's, if you compare the Switch price to the Switch 2 overpriced overpriced versus the Wii price and the failed Wii U price, uh what? I don't get it. What are we comparing? The Wii was initially released for 249. The Wii U, on the other hand, was initially released for 300 for the basic model and 349 for the deluxe model. 15. Okay. I'll buy a Switch to when. Let me see this. I always mess this up. I'll buy a Switch to when they don't sell well and they have to drop the price 30% like they did with the 3DS. Ooh, look at Crow. Crow is coming in hot. Crow is predicting stuff. Okay, okay, okay. Now that doesn't hold water. The OLED is 350. You're telling me that they should make the screen twice as good, quadruple storage upgrade, make a bigger screen, and then upcharge $50. I don't know. We're gonna know this pretty soon. Like I said this last week. Like I think people underestimate Switch especially at like there's 160 million of these that were sold, and it is an upgrade. I think they're marketing it like it, and it's not to me as much like the Wii to the Wii U generation because I think that was a marketing, and I don't mean PR or advertising. I mean that was purely like a marketing. Like people didn't know what the Wii U was, right? And with the Switch too, I think there's a lot of people who are like, "Yo, we want an upscale thing." We're gonna know this really soon, right? If the Switch 2 sells out, well, no, like I could say the same thing about the Portal. I did not think the Portal was gonna do well, PlayStation Portal, but they sold like 3 million of those things. I have no idea why. I'll buy day one if they announce a Mario game. Well, I don't think they're doing that. I think they're trying to put Donkey Kong on his little pedestal or big pedestal, whatever you want to call it. But I think they're really trying to make that like a pillar. I've been reading about it, and they are saying they are releasing Switch 2 games, but I don't think worth it. But I'm on not sure about it yet. I would be interested, Job, because I think a lot of the games you potentially let me back up. I could see some of the games you've mentioned them releasing, but we have to see the slate. That's what I'm gonna say. How is it the screen twice as good? They already say this. I don't even know what LCD OLED means, but meanwhile on Amazon Luna Ron, I hear ya. This is the boldest tech Nintendo has made since the GameCube. This is really ambitious system. For the thoughts, I think the Switch 2 sells very well at the launch, but I don't. There are supply issues, not too much market uncertainty. I agree. We're going to be talking about a little bit about tariffs. I'm going to give you all my update on tariffs as well as my update on games. Like, there's actually something I will do. But yeah, high but reasonable, similar in power to Xbox Series S, smaller, portable with screen. I think you're right, Roster. I think Series S is still a little bit more powerful. But I think Nintendo optimizes better than Xbox does, and I think that's kind of the rub there. Um, it will sell well at launch and will be hard to find initially. But Crow's saying it's gonna drop. Crow's saying it's gonna drop. All right, y'all. I hear you. I hear you. This is a divisive topic, but that's my thoughts on Doug Bowser. Right. I At the end of the day, I don't think he necessarily said anything crazy. Additionally, I was like, oh, this was a bad look based upon what I had seen. But since I re-looked it, I have not seen anything that I would say, um, oh my goodness, I keep doing this. Um, I haven't seen anything that I personally thought was out of line. But again, let me know. Let me know if there are like y'all have already told me, but I think y'all are still just upset about the pricing. That's what I got from it. That's what I got from it. Like Vet, you definitely can. Vet, you have everything, so don't tell me you're not gonna buy it. I'm curious if Nintendo will actually come out with a Switch 2 Lite at a cheaper price point. Maybe I could see that. 100%. 100%. I could see them having everything from like 250 to 500, right? And just like dominating that market. And then you have PlayStation dominating everything above that, which I think it's going to be way above that. And then Xbox may not have anything after that. But we'll see. God's green earth. Nintendo drops the price of that thing, especially with inflation and tariffs. I'm saying the 300. I'm saying the 300. That's what I'm saying. The original Switch. I could see them dropping the original Switch to like 250 or something, 270. I don't know. That's the one I'm saying. God's green earth. I love it, Bleep Flow. All right, so we're gonna do another game, and we'll come back to this because we got more Nintendo topic here in a second. But I want to bring up another game. This is Flashback to Stadia Days. This one is getting a sequel. So, Ninja Guy VR, if you're out there, I actually saw him play this game, probably the entire game 2 years ago, and he is amazing at it. But yeah, I wanted for y'all who liked this franchise and curious if it was going to get a second one. It is. So
Rise and shine, little merchant. Wake up. Wake up, Will. Get ready. Your next journey unfolds. A new place to call home. Uncharted lands brimming with peril. And treasures beyond imagination. Tread carefully, though. Who knows what tomorrow holds?
Moonlighter. So they are coming out with a second Moonlighter. If y'all remember when that game first came out, it was really big on. Well, I shouldn't say everything was really big on Stadia because we were such a small community, but that was a game that came out on Stadia day and date, and a lot of people really liked it. I will say I don't think I had it on Stadia Pro, but yeah, they're coming out with the second one. I know there were some questions about that. At one time, I think people said there wasn't going to be a second one, but they did officially launch the second one, and you can go wish list it now. Wish list it now. So yeah, I hope so. And then yeah, I agree. One looks like it was because the first one kind of had like I wouldn't say bugs, but it was very stiff, right? It seemed like they hadn't maximized that game engine, optimize that game engine to its full ability. But this one looks like it's running a lot smoother, different type of camera angles. So yeah, that's what you're in. If you're into that, you'll definitely get it. I'll get it 2 years. I want to play that Mario Obi Rose. Yes, you'll definitely get it for your son, I imagine. So that was Moonlighter. Here is another one that I saw looked good. So this is for all you life sim people who kind of like horror, who kind of like weird, like a lot of genre mixing video games. I saw this and I was like, this game is for someone. It's not for everyone, but this next one is definitely going to be for someone. I just don't know who. So with that said, here's this one. It's the first time I've seen it, so I thought I should. So that is Neverway. If you go look up the game and you look at the description, it seems really like the person who created that game was in a dark space. It's like this woman loses her job, she takes a nap, she gets possessed by demons. They make her do things. It's it's like I don't know. I was like, okay, this is for someone like there's horror elements, there's life sim elements, there is like this just day to day you're doing these task elements. It is for someone. It is not for everyone. But I thought it was kind of cool. Obviously, Celeste is a Game of the Year winner. So the pixel artist from that is in there. I think they said the narrator is also like a pretty solid narrator, or the writer. And so yeah, if you're into like that type of game, I could see Inioke playing this, by the way. Like this is like Inioke, she played Mother. I don't know why I put this in the same category as Mother. But I could see someone like Inioke playing it. So if you're out there, Inioke, let us know if that's your type of game. I'm feeling the blend between charming and creepy. Yeah, exactly. It's like cozy creepy. It's kind of in the vein of Dredge. You know, that's a cozy, creepy type of game. That has like these dark underpinnings to it. But yeah, that was Neverway. So Neverway. Just saw it today. So this is I'll do one more and then I'll talk about another topic and then I'll talk about the two game trailers that I'm really excited to talk about. That'll probably spur a different conversation. And then my last topic. So here's the next one. This is for people who definitely have like a family or you're playing. I think this one, I didn't even know there was a first one, but they're coming out with a second one. It looks super fun. It looks like something that would really run well with like the Switch game sharing program, but it doesn't need that. But it definitely, if you have like 4 people all in a room, you want to compete. I think this is pretty good, especially if y'all are all a little bit more advanced type of gamer. But yeah, here's my next one. So that is Speedrunners. Yes, Speedrunners 2. They're coming out with a sequel. If you didn't catch that, it is a competitive platformer. So you kind of run through levels and it's platforming. So obviously, like if you are looking for something a little bit different, but still super competitive, because if you are a platforming type, you know that kind of one of the keys to that is how fast can you get it, how good is your reflexes. Like I said, it's something a little different than like maybe your typical racing game you would compete with people or trivia night. Um, but I thought it looked pretty cool, especially if you played it. I think Wit, you're saying you've played it. So the people, this one gets super high ratings as well. If you're into it, who made Speed Ridiculous? Yes, I did look a little like that. I feel like that entire cartoon style is not my cartoon style, but the competitive aspect of it really, I don't know. I feel like I'm a decent, a decent platformer. So be something I would be interested in maybe going at, but yeah. So that is speedrunners. All right. But with the next comment, this one is coming in hot. So I want to revisit a conversation we had last week around Switch games. So this one is shout out to Granite who posted in the Discord about this. And this is coming from um Wario64, obviously, and it's saying about the Switch 2 games. So if you buy a Switch 2 game, you will get these as well as the Switch 2 copy. So I thought that was pretty interesting because that reminded me a lot of like what we see with the HD Blu-ray scene. So I think I've told y'all before, like I collect all like the movies that I really, really like. I try to get in HD Blu-ray to just watch it the way like the directors and the producers want it. And when you buy an HD Blu-ray, they give you like everything. They give you the HD Blu-ray, so the highest 4K ultra whatever whatever whatever. They give you the Blu-ray, so still super awesome quality. A lot of times they'll give you like a DVD as well as like a code to actually download the thing if you wanted to do that. And so it seems like Nintendo's going this path where if you're going to get the higher end one, um, that you will also get the upgraded one to this the Switch too. So I think that's interesting because now if you have a Switch One and there's a better graphic game that comes out that's Switch 2 compatible, they're actually saying you can buy this game and then you already are starting to build your library for Switch 2 with Switch 2 content. So I thought that's super cool. Let me see what this says. Let me like, can I pop this out? Because I mean, the first comment I cannot necessarily. People keep in mind Switch 2 cards are shaped a little different, so the Switch 2 edition isn't going to run on the old one because the cart won't. Correct, correct. So this is really for I think if someone has a Switch 1, they can still buy Switch 2 stuff, experience that game unless it's Mario Kart, as Crow Resin was saying. He they're not going to have that. Um, but if they wanted to start building that out, so I'm thinking like a game like Hades 2, right? Hades 2 will be a Switch timed exclusive. So let's say you had Hades 2, you're a really big fan of Hades 2, you buy it on the Switch. Next year you get a Switch 2. You've been buying things like Hades 2, you've been buying things like Reanimal, you've been buying whatnot, Kirby, because I think Kirby will be on both. Well, when you get your Switch 2, you can upgrade it and you'll have these upgradable games. Don't have to pay necessarily an upgrade charge for those games. It automatically comes with your initial copy of the Switch 1, right? I'm not saying this is necessarily super revolutionary. We see something very similar from PlayStation is the one that comes to my mind automatically. Pretty sure Xbox did the same thing. But again, this whole idea about like we are still going to support those who are on Switch and gradually eventually maybe get them to be Switch 2 players. That's what I see from it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think again, I thought that was kind of cool. Especially for people who are maybe a little hesitant, know they want to get a Switch too, still want to get newer games or the latest games. And then eventually will want to play those on the Switch too. So with a little bit more certainty, I don't think we saw that between the Wii U and the Switch, right? So there is maybe sometimes where we get the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and 64. Obviously, those are all different cartridges. But this is a little going a little bit more to the idea of not just backwards compatibility, but forward compatibility as well, right? Upgrading it as you upgrade your system. So that's how I interpret it. If y'all have a different interpretation, let me know. But that's how I interpreted that idea. So shout out to Granite for posting that in the Discord. And for anybody who wants to join this Discord, we it should be in the description. If not, I think Ambi or someone may be able to pull it out if y'all want to join it. Cool conversations. Ron is always posting. Ron, that thing with the roaches was disgusting, by the way, if you're still in chat. I just want to say that. Super disgusting. Uh, but you're free to post it in the, where you posted it. But there's other things. That's where we obviously meet up to do the multiplayer streams. That's if you have pet picks, we have stuff over there. If you want to advertise your channel, so that's where Rouster has been posting when he goes live with his son. We have it there. We're going to add a few more things to the Discord. I just have to probably sit down here pretty soon. So yeah, it's very tempting to get Switch 2. I know, Ja, they are making it very tempting. I think they are, but it is expensive. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll give away a Switch 2 or something. If we'll see. We'll see. I gotta see how we do. But we may do something like that eventually. But so that's what we say there. So here we are. Last two videos, and then hey Mel, what's going on, Mel? Y'all, if y'all have not checked out Mel's video on his Switch 2 review, please go check it out. Super, super well detailed. I actually have some videos that he inspired that will be coming out over the next week. I hope y'all enjoy the new video for all the members. Started making more videos and content, and I will be posting another one. I know some of y'all say like, Purple, you're a Switch 2 fangirl or stuff like that. I am a fan of Nintendo, but my next video will be the things I'm most disappointed about with Switch 2. And I think it's like 6 of them. It's quite a bit of them. So if you want to like I said, that will be coming out after this stream to the members, and then probably Saturday sometime it'll go public. So even if you aren't a member, you'll get that on Saturday. Thank you, Ja. Thank you. So we'll see. Yeah, Ambi's really good at it. So my last two. All right, this next one. This one is a pretty artsy one. Y'all know that gaming to me is kind of an art form. I put it in that same category. Put it in the same category as music, same category as movies, same categories as a really good book. Like if I find it that it's something that really tickles my senses for art or something there, I get really excited. And so this one is another one. If you are an artist, you love hand-drawn stuff, you love things that have been put a lot of detail into, especially from that side of things, you should like this one. It's coming out later this year. I showcased this game before. It's coming from one of my favorite publishers who went bankrupt, but they're back from the dead, THQ Nordic. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy this as much as me. This will probably be a day one buy. So this is potentially something that will win my category. If it does come out this year and does deliver, this automatically seems like it'll be in the running for most surprising game, because it did not make my top 20 when I initially made the list. So with that said, here we go.
Don't let the calm exterior fool you. under the surface, this place is so twisted, no hero could ever save it. Luckily, Goldman is no hero.
Dr. Gilbert says the people we have feelings for can never really leave us. Is that true?
It sure is.
Is hate a feeling?
It sure is.
Oh my goodness. So that is the internal life of Goldman. It looks so good to me. So this one is one of those games where each frame they've done a meticulous job of like really drawing it out. There's things that are going to be going on in the background. So if you remember, Ori kind of had that sense to it. Very much hand colored the entire time. It has platforming in it. It has a little bit of action to it, but it's not the typical hack and slash. But then it seems like there's a story to it, right? Like anytime you hear something, like I don't know if y'all caught that last line in that, but oh shit, geez, Jeff came in swinging. Jeff, you're gonna have to let us know how the Minecraft was. But I don't know if you caught the last line there, which I thought like anytime I hear something like that, I'm like, okay, like this one is gonna probably have like some tears in it, just because the kid says, Dr. Gorman says that anytime we have like strong feelings for someone, that those feelings never die or go away, and you think it's like about love, about losing something, and then the motherly voice comes in and says, oh yes, that's true, and then the little boy comes in and says, so does that mean that's true for hate as well? And it's like, oh, like, which I think is pretty cool, like, or kind of dark, but kind of cool that they're going to probably be exploring some themes there that I think any of us who have dealt with like baggage will probably be processing our feelings through this game. But without that, like I still think like the art style, it's a platformy type. It looks like something that I could really sink myself into. Will be a day one buy when it comes out, but that is looking to be something really cool. So if that's something you're really into, uh, hopefully you check it out. You go look at the art style. You wish listed. It is definitely, even though it's THQ Nordic, it is an indie studio producing it. So with that said, all right. So the next one. So this next one is, if only there was a way to rewind the stream and see what you meant. I did I have bad takes? Did I have bad takes? I don't think I did. All right. So this next one, this is getting, I want this one. So we showcased this like 3, 4 weeks ago. At the time, I said I was gonna play it, but right now, this is getting so much hype from game aficionados that I'm really kind of curious. Like, I didn't say it was gonna be a day one buy, but it showed up on a subscription service, so I do have it. But everybody's saying this is Game of the Year contender, and I I don't know. Like, it looks interesting, but they think it's gonna be there. So we're gonna watch this. I want to see what y'all think about this. Yeah, I don't know.
To the architect, an empty blueprint represents a world of possibilities.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew all of my right, title, and interest in the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
A world of dreams and doorways.
The above provision is contingent on discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Should my grandnephew fail, then this gift shall lapse.
So that is the blueprints. It did drop today. Right now, it is sitting at like a 92 meta, 91, 92 Metacritic. So it's somewhere up there. Like it is up there. It's like with Monster Hunter Wild or Monster Hunter, whatever the Monster Hunter game that came out this year is. They're both sitting up there. Jason Schreier, who I respect his novels, his reporting is solid too. He said this game's up there. Paul Tassi from Forbes said this game was up there. So now you have both Forbes and Bloomberg saying that. I forget her name, Lau, who I really like her reporting a lot. She has said this game is up there. I don't know, like, it's like a point and click. Like I'm kind of like, but they're all saying like it's point and click, but it's like a mystery, and you have to like write things, and I'm like, what? And so, like, games, I guess, have always been in this category, like the Academy Awards, right? Like, we can see a movie that we're like, that movie was built for an Oscar, right? And that's not like a compliment. You know what I mean? Like Honora, all right? No, Honora, you take it whatever you want with this movie, but Honora was built for an Oscar. You know what I mean? It wasn't built for audiences to enjoy. And I wonder if the gaming industry, watch me like love this game, because this game's nowhere on my radar, right? Up until like last month, this game was not on my radar. Kind of fun to talk about this one. Extra Life, Mel, what did you hear? This is way too much of a highbrow game for any normal people to care about. Journalists love it. No one else does. Yeah, but okay, so Bellagio is just a card game, and that surprised Aaron, so it might surprise you once you try it. Mel, I'm not saying, like, I did say I was gonna look forward to it because I like when games make me think. Like, I like TV shows that make me think. I like games that, like, what do I say my favorite game is? Like chess, right? I like things where I can like analyze it and come back to it. So I read a lot. Like, I like that type of stuff. But I wonder if like this one is like a bridge too far. Bellagio, like, kind of hit that again, but Bellagio was like this phenomenal thing that you had millions of people playing Bellagio, right? So I was like, okay, they're trying to throw a bone to like that indie creator, like our Joe, right? Who one person made the whole game, it blows up, right? This one isn't made by one person. You know what I mean? This one seems like it's like point and click on steroids, right? Because they're like you have to like create a journal. The people who I see playing this game, they have like a journal that they're writing like clues to. So I don't do I love it. I love it. So this one looks like an amazing, really soundscape block behind a generic puzzle game. So Belief you think it's up there? Like I'm not saying I said I was gonna play it because I like that idea of like opening something up, taking it down, like doing some math, like making myself feel like I'm smart or like I'm Luther. Shout out to Luther, and trying to piece stuff together. But is it game? I don't know. I haven't played it. You're right, Mel. I haven't played it. But they are throwing high praise to this. And I think my commentary is less about blueprints, right? As much as it's about like media journalists. And have we got into the game space where it's starting to become like movie critics? Meaning, is it really like, are the best movies ever the ones that are nominated? And do they win? Like in the movie world, you don't really see comedies. You don't really see action adventures. You kind of see sci-fi things if they have Matthew McConaughey and are made by Christopher Nolan. You see like animated films if they're made by who is it? Who's the dude who made Avatar? One who does big production stuff. Like like is there a formula there? Right? And are we reaching that point from like who was it? Baldur's Gate 3? The CEO there who kind of had said it, right? To say like, yo, if you're making this for like that, like I don't know. But maybe this is the wrong game. Like to Mel's point, Mel may be like, you're gonna love that game. Right? They were praising it, talking about it, how it's early game. They're not to say it is one because I obviously haven't tried it and it wouldn't have my attention otherwise. That's what I'm saying. Like if you show me this game out of like every year, I probably watch 400 to 500 game trailers. Literally, it's about 400 to 500 when I add it up. If you had shown me this game, it would easily been in the pack of like unless I had known that you have to take it out and write it out and like there's like this interesting gameplay mechanic that you can't just have someone hold your hand through. Even then, it'd probably be like maybe top 60 quartile, right? Or the top 60 percentile. I don't know. Like everybody's talking about it. I'll probably like it. It's on PlayStation Plus. So if y'all have PlayStation Plus, you can download it now. It's only 2.3 gigabytes, which I like. But yeah, I don't know. But I do like point and click sometimes, like Monkey Island. Okay, so maybe you'll like it. I think the presentation will be amazing. The gameplay will be bad. But if the gameplay is bad, then gameplay has to be the number one thing for a game of the year, in my opinion. Hey, Aaron, what's going on? James Cameron. Yes, Aaron, that's who I'm thinking of. I was about to say like Oliver Stone. I was like, it's not Oliver Stone. But yeah, it's like there's like these people who, unless I'm just curious, like how this one got up there. Is it that good? Like everybody's like, yeah, it came out of like Gamescom, and that was my number one. Blah 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 blah. Blah. And I'm like, what? That? Is it really good or is it just Oscar bait? Gotcha. But to be honest, just like what you like, who cares what anyone says? I agree. You gotta like what you like. But I think games like this, here's a game, right, that I played for y'all that I think is the best story game so far this year. Right? Karma. Don't get me wrong, South of Midnight is good. South of Midnight is like built it is a solid story. But for the stories I like, Karma. Like Karma's like I don't know if like that one. I don't see another narrative game. South of Midnight may win narrative game. Karma should win it. Like Karma's gameplay is like just or not gameplay, but that story and like the little mind f that it does to you. You think you know what you're talking about, and then it's like, nah, we're changing it. I've seen it get really high reviews and mid reviews. Have you seen it, Aaron? Yeah. So I'm saying, like, it's just like a lot of the journalists I follow have said stuff about it, and then Reforged Gaming, who I really respect, Reforged Gaming. He's gonna get Madam to play it. I think maybe. I think it's just dropping at a time when there are a lot of AA and AAA games and not many stand out. And it's just good timing. Is there not? But what do we have? Like, Mouse PI is about to drop. Midnight Walk's about to drop. Karma just dropped. South of Midnight, I guess, with Compulsion Games isn't really considered indie, but it's kind of like that. Bunker Breakout. Shout out to Joe. You know what I mean? You're gonna get Reanimal. We just saw this one with Eternal Life, right? That one's gonna do it. There's another one, Mio, Memories in Orbit, right? That's a big one for me. That's like number 3 on my most looked forward to games right now. We got another Bindi coming out. Shout out to Bindi. Another Bindi coming out. Magicora, the one I showed up early at the top of the show. I don't know, man. Berserker. Oh, so we'll see. I know, Joe. I know. I'm just we're just excited for it. We're just excited, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. And it's only 2.3 gigabytes, but watch it be like a legit 50-hour game. That's how Animal Well is. Animal Well is like a megabyte. And that game is like 50 hours long. So who knows? I don't know. I saw it, I was like, I don't know. And but I just wanted to get y'all's feeling. But what are y'all hearing? But I think Aaron, thanks for that. The mid reviews as well as the high reviews. We'll see. We'll see. But that was that one. And then here's the last thing I really wanted to talk about before I turn it over. Whatever y'all want to talk about. And this is shout out to Rudix. He commented on a video, and I did want to talk about 2 things here in a second. So shout out to Rudix on this one. Rudix said, what do you think the price will be after tariffs? So this is the Nintendo Switch. So I'll kind of follow up on my previous purple, what did we call it? Purple special on Friday? I think that's when we did, Friday or Saturday. So tariffs. So I do want to give an update on this. As we know, if you're in the United States, the current administration has paused most of the tariffs that have been put in place. That includes paused the increase in tariffs that were put in place last week. And that includes Vietnam and Cambodia. So what that means in the United States is most likely Nintendo Switch 2 will not go up in price. But that's not necessarily the end of the story. It's just paused. So if you're Nintendo, you're probably rushing to fill tons of orders so you can stockpile the devices in the United States. If you ask me, this is just a tactic to they're giving people time to stockpile. And in a weird way, I think this is going to artificially raise the economic output indicators for manufacturing or buying stuff. It's going to make it seem like there's a higher demand than there actually is. But this is not necessarily the best news if you are, particularly iPhone, right? Apple, if there's anybody who's going to be able to fight this, it's Apple. They're kind of the richest company in the world. And if you're an iPhone person, like these are still going to hit iPhones. It's going to probably still hit a lot of device manufacturers. And I think you will see prices still go up, but specifically for the Nintendo, I think this, at least at the moment, does not mean prices will go up. However, if you're Nintendo, and this is really the danger, in my opinion, I said this before. The true issue with what's going on is there's still uncertainty, right? Nintendo has to think long and hard about, does this just mean that in 3 months, which let's be very honest, July, right before Donkey Kong drops, will this all just repeat itself? We said it's a pause. He didn't say, the administration did not say that the tariffs are going to come back, are going to be off the table. So, if you ask me, I don't think Nintendo will raise prices, but I think there's still a fair amount of uncertainty out there, and overall, I still think prices rise in the near term. Come out of the end of next stream saying this game was like, I don't know. I gotta finish a couple of them. Don't bring me into it's too bad that the game industry is dying. Oh my god. I have said the game industry is in decline. I have said it's in decline. I will continue to say it's in decline, Jeff. I think you are very hyperbolic in saying that it's dying, because I have said it's in decline, it's in contraction. And we can see this with the amount of money being spent on games and the amount of time people play games. And you know this. Just because you release a bunch of games does not mean that changes that. I've asked you to come on here many times, Jeff, to defend your position, and you have not. Oh, good. I did not miss her bad take. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, at least I give my takes. Jeff trolling me. He's trolling. What is up with the Canadians trolling me? Decoy and Jeff trolling. They're just trolling me. Hey, Lo-Fi, what's going on? What's going on? So that is that one on that. I also wanted to talk really quickly about one last thing. I think, is this the one? I do want to bring this one back up. $80 games. Not too much talking about. No, get that off. The thing I think that's going to happen, I do, and this will probably be one of my next videos that I'll drop next week. What I can see more happening than anything else is physical copies of games being more expensive. But here's the catch. Here's the catch. I don't think it'll just be the game. Okay? So if we think about this, like, I think there's going to be definitely a push for digital, for people to get digital. But similar to the HD Blu-ray, or 4K Blu-ray, I should say 4K Blu-ray. Similar to 4K Blu-ray in how you can buy like a steel book and it comes with like an art book. It comes with way more. So there are right now 4K Blu-rays that cost like $150, like retail. That's not resale, that is retail. And I could see the gaming industry going, Nintendo doing something, some entire gaming industry really, but for sure Nintendo, because we already see this, right? And what I mean by that is, we talked about Tears of the Kingdom. In Tears of the Kingdom, $70 game, unless you get it on sale. Sometimes it drops down to like 42 or something like that. But for the most part, Tears of the Kingdom is a $70 United States game. However, I actually picked up Tears of the Kingdom for $129. And you're like, what the heck, Purple? And so, yeah, I think you're going to see more things like this, right? So this is the collector's edition of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, right? Comes with a lot more than the game. Comes with a game, comes with some other memorabilia, it comes with stuff like that. Like just figurine stuff, right? And so, and like I think I showed last time, there's like over there's the Ori one. I have a couple of others scattered around the house, but I think we see more of these things. So if Kirby does come out at more than $80, it's going to come out with more things. more collector edition things. And I see Nintendo leaning more into that than maybe any of the others because Nintendo has a retail presence, like retail store presence, and now it has a theme park presence. And Nintendo, like anything you touch with Nintendo is like they make a profit off of it, right? Hey, Rebolica, what's going on? I say hello, and then I see my name on the screen. Hey, Grant, we talked about you, Grant. We use some of your stuff for content, so we appreciate that. Hey, Kenny G, with the rise of pricing game, whether digital or physical, do you think we'll see a rise in piracy? Ooh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can't think of anything that doesn't rise in piracy. Yeah, I think you see a harder crackdown in it too, like a much harder crackdown than what you're seeing now. So, but yeah, so that's what I see with the game pricing happening is that we saw this with Black Myth Wukong, right? Black Myth Wukong, my number 2 game from last year, $60 digital. However, you wanted the physical copy of that game, it was running for like 400, 200 to 400. Came with a lot of stuff, came with like a little crown, came with a little statue, came with a ton of stuff. I wanted to showcase this one too. I don't think y'all have ever seen this. I've talked about this before. But this is actually one of my oldest one of my favorite Zeldas. And it is the right here. It's like the Link thing. I have it in its own little thing. It's a special Zelda, obviously gold cartridge, comes with stuff inside of it if I were to open it up. But I see this being kind of the norm for a lot of physical releases going forward. That if you want the physical edition, you're not just going to vinyl never died. It definitely didn't. I just passed the vinyl store last night. I was out late in the city last night. But yeah, I think you're going to see like they're going to give you more. They're going to give you like the physical copy of the art book. They're going to give you like a figurine, and you're going to spend, if you want it, like I said, double the price. Like, you know what I mean? Or triple the price. And the way I say this, because we see this with other physical forms of media. So it makes sense that the gaming industry's already been doing this. Nintendo's already been doing this. Like there is a game called Blasphemous. It's at the Nintendo store. And Blasphemous is like $100 if I want the physical edition of the game. I'm not necessarily upset with it. I'll be very honest with you. Yeah, Rebecca, I kind of, I don't know, maybe it's retro thing. And with kids, y'all have a lot of y'all have kids out there, right? Like I think certain kids once they hit like 3rd grade, there's no more physical. Everything's online. Everything's digital, which I don't know what that's going to do to people's eyes. But that's what I got to say about $80 games. Or like I think like the digital I think the physical is always they're just going to add on things like that for those fans who want the physical experience, and you're going to pay a lot for that. So yeah, if I buy a game and send me a poster or some junk and let me play. Yeah, posters. Do people still use posters? I'm curious about that. Posters is such like a 90s thing, like you flipping through, and you pull the roll out. It's wrapped up. Who needs a physical? It's all about continuous development. I agree. There shouldn't be a digital physical. Well, okay, Lo-Fi, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? I feel you're about to give me something super, super meta. But yeah, so that's my take on that. Jeff's going to say it's a horrible take because Jeff's trolling me. He's trolling me. I don't know why he trolls me so much now. I don't know. It must be that time of month for Jeff. It's like in his trolling phase. I don't know. But that is it. That's stuff. Like an hour, like 80 minutes worth of like game reviews, topics. Those are the things I think. I don't think I ever gave you an answer up here, which was the true piracy. I think you will see it. But like I said, yeah, I think you'll see a much more tougher crackdown. But piracy is an interesting one because I think the way around piracy is you continue to like, unlike in music where you can download it, games a lot of times need updates, and there's ways, especially like a multiplayer game, there's ways you can really make it harder. There's always going to be people who break it. Um, but yeah, yeah, 100%, yeah. I said it already, but piracy will for sure be a thing. When your internet is reliable, physical is better. Yes, yeah, I think there's definitely a place for it. That's why I'm like, yeah. Or when you can't get an internet signal, like on the plane, you know. Now the question is like, you can download Netflix TV show, but I guess like downloading a game, there's no way to like, you gotta download the whole game, so that you either need like a Switch or you need a PC handheld to play on. I'm not really a plane gamer. I've seen it. I've sat next to two people in the last year who were plane gamers, meaning they played on the plane. Not my thing. Um, but I guess you don't need physical for that, eh? You just need you can download it. So yeah, but I guess you could download it too. But maybe you're saying, Rebolica, what if you can't download it? That's what you're saying. Hey, Jerry man, what's going on? Touching grass is the new digital. I want an AI to play the game for me, then write a blog post to tell me about it. I think they can do that. I don't even think they have to play the game for you, right? I don't think they have to do that. Maybe they do. I don't even think it's about playing the game anymore. They just need to know what happens in the game. Hey, Ambi, thank you for that. Thank you, 10 members, 10 memberships going through. Aaron got a membership. Chanel got a membership. Iron Man Duck got a membership. All great people. Nightfall got a membership. Neo got a membership. Thank you. Let me see if I can copy this. See if Jeff wants to hop in here and defend. No, he's not going to defend it. He's going to wait till his birthday. I hope he's writing all these down that he wants to say are bad takes. Because if it comes down to his birthday and he does not tell me why my takes were bad, I will be upset. No, I'm joking. I won't be upset. But yeah, let me. Whoosh. That was loud. I just want to post this. Ron is here. Wait, Ron is what? Ron is here for the membership. Ron is always here for the member. Ron is always here for the trolling. Ron is another one of the trolls. Who do we got? Ooh, Lo-Fi. We haven't seen Lo-Fi in a second. Lo-Fi, what's going on?
Hey, I don't have my thing on.
You never have your thing on.
I don't have my smiling face.
Like Lo-Fi's like, hey, I don't have my camera on. It's like, Lo-Fi, you never have your camera on. He's like,
True.
He's like, sorry guys, sorry.
Sorry, I don't have my face on.
What's going on, Lo-Fi?
Nothing much. Just in here to, that's expensive.
Which one?
For digital.
For Mario Kart World?
Well, any of it.
That's expensive for digital for any of it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I guess what later on they're gonna have like these platinum library, $5, get a game.
Maybe. You know what I mean? Like I think Big Lo-Fi face reveal. Yeah.
And this is what I look like.
This is actually what he looks like.
I'm a ninja star.
He has so many conspiracies to discuss. So what do you think is the right price for a digital game?
I don't know, but it's not that.
It's not
know,
80.
that, like everything's. I mean, do I even really want to buy a game these days? To be honest with you,
Do you want to buy one?
yeah.
Well, you already have
Do
a
you even
game.
want to sell a game?
Do
If
you even
you're
want to sell one?
like, if you're like you're developing, do you really want to sell it
So you just build it to what?
to lend it to you? I'll let you pay me and I'll lend you the use of my game while you're playing it. But then at the end of the month, you're going to have to pay me again.
So you like subscription services?
I don't like them. I'm just saying that's the only path forward.
How is that? So you
Because I don't want to
say-
pay $80 for your game.
but you're willing to pay in perpetuity to play the
Well,
game.
I don't want to play just your game. Give me a bunch of other games that I can bounce around on and trash and talk crap about. And then when I'm done with those next month, give me some more of those. You know, Game Pass.
So you like Game Pass? You like the Game Pass model?
Yeah.
Okay. So why wouldn't you just want to buy like out of that? So it's a
because then I'm stuck with that.
So you're so you
So
want-
$80, and I'm gonna turn around and give you another $80 because there's another game I want to play, and then
It's usually
another, and then
70.
I'm stuck with that now. That's garbage.
well,
That's
but
like
it's
that's 80s.
80s. No, so I hear what you're saying. So I hear it. So like I think if you know what type of games you like, you don't know what you like.
I have not a clue what I like when I pick up games. Look, that's why I said just give me a bunch of games I could play and then talk crap about like everybody else, and
That's what gaming
I'll
is
be
for.
happy.
You just want to talk crap about games. I feel like this is a vet take. Like vet, like you play
just
games,
saying-
you talk crap about them.
That's what happens. You know, you got that one game, one or two games that everybody's like, oh, that game was special. It was special. Now we're on to the next one, right? Like we're, you know.
So you wouldn't want to re-experience a game.
I mean, honestly, there's like a video. There's like, okay, when you sit down to play a video game, do you play with mouse and keyboard or do you play with a controller?
Well, I will be playing with both with the Switch too, but most of the time it's the controller right now.
Yeah, and every time you play a game, it's just a mix and match of everything you can do with that keyboard and controller, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's what every game is.
But that's like saying like when I read a book, that's just a mixed match of all the words in the dictionary in different combinations.
Yeah, and some people really suck at mix matching those words together, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes,
See,
they do.
yeah.
But some are really good, and you want to come back to why did those words mean so much to you?
Sure. I guess. I mean, yeah. Got rereadability.
Rereadability, right? So I think, like replayability. So if we go back to what old Doug said here, right? Like, see, this is what. Okay, I no longer have what Doug says because he's no longer here. But Doug said something.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And he said like that's how they price their games. They look at how much that people usually replay the game.
If I pay $80 for a game, whether I like it or not, I'm probably gonna replay it for a minute, just so I don't feel like I was just wasted all my money.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I'm
That's
gonna, and a lot of times I will convince myself, this game's not bad. This game's actually kind of good. And it's like, no, dude, it's a piece of garbage, and you're just trying to justify the money you spent on it.
That's fair. Look, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it away. So for those people, so then that would mean, like in this current situation, you should then say, like, hey, find someone who else has the game and say, like, can I borrow that game? And then they can lend it out to you.
Oh, you can't do that with digital.
You can't do that with digital. Nintendo Virtual Cartridge is gonna let you do that.
What?
Have you not been hearing this?
Take my money.
Nintendo Virtual
No,
Cartridge.
look, like I said, touching
Touching
grass is the new digital. All right, that's what you got to
Touching
do.
grass.
We're not
Define
gonna.
touch and grab.
Me and the rest of the gamers, I will speak for every gamer out there. Okay, we're not gonna be happy until you bring agile workflows into the game,
We're doing
and
stop
then
it.
we're
Stop.
all
We're not.
filling out
We are not
TPS reports.
talking. You
Okay.
need to stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We are not talking agile workflows on this channel or podcast. Okay. We're not
Yeah,
doing
like
it.
I said, we're not gonna be happy till we're all filling out TPS reports.
Stop it. What are you doing? Stop it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that on this podcast. Okay. I am not turning this into some planning meeting for what we need the managers to do. All right. That I need to see. No, we're not doing that. That is not happening.
I'm just saying, we already did the game testing for them. We might as well do the rest of it.
Oh no, Crow, we're not doing that. We're not talking agile. We're not talking waterfall. We're not talking scrums. We're not doing that today. We're not. No, not tonight. Not. I actually even push back a bit. I push back on this at work. You know what I mean? I'll have someone come in and be like, "Well, I know agile shit." Shut up. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. You literally just call like program management something else. You're agile. Like you got a certification. Great.
That's
You
the name of
wasted
the
money.
game too. You just did it, perp.
No.
Daily stand up. There you go.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing it. I push back on this. I push back on this all the time. I'm like, you just got like what we do more iterations of it? No. I don't have more time to review this. Like y'all figure this out. Like go do like a risk assessment. Tell me about it later. Look, I get heated about this. I don't know if y'all know. I get heated about this.
I know a lot of people do. It seems to be
I don't care about your PMP certification. I don't care if you're an agile coach. Can you do the project for me? No, that's why game budgets are bloated because you brought that BS agile stuff here, and now
meetings about meetings.
And now you need to be located in an office space so you can do agile workflows on a game that you were supposed to do 2 years ago. And now you want more budget for it because you did agile. And you're trying to say, well, that's the creative process. You're not an artist to do the creative process. You know what I mean?
Saying that's how it happens too. Because like, dude, you get player feedback and then it's like, well, we'll change it after this sprint. Like, dude, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. That's all they do. They're like, let's do a sprint. No, we just did a sprint, and you didn't deliver on that.
Yeah.
Look, man, like we're not talking about that. I get in trouble because we were like, well, good thing it's no longer the term. This was like 6-7 years ago. This was the term, and then you would run into people who were like, what about agile?
Look at your audience is lost. Oh, that's good.
No, it's like
I'm sorry for derailing it so hard.
You
That's
did.
exactly
No,
what
man.
the gaming industry
Dude,
is.
you start. No. Then they want me to interview someone about this. I'm like, no. No. Like, this is what's wrong with corporate America. All right. Maybe this is the segue into how this is my $80 gaming thing. Is that now you want to send them off to a certification for agile? What?
Yeah.
No. Just get it done. Like, why I don't care? Like, I don't care how you get it done. Just get it done. You know what I mean? I don't care if you steal it. Just don't tell me. Right?
Yeah,
I don't care if you build it from the ground up. I don't care. When I tell you, just go get it done. Get it done. I actually had this is a segue, man. Because you know what my VP told me? She pissed me off today.
Okay.
She said, like, military people. She was like, well, military people, when y'all say to get something done, you actually mean to get it done. I was like, no shit.
What else would that mean?
That's a mind-blowing concept. When I say get something done, you tell me you're going to get it done, and you don't get it done.
I had dude, I had my mind blown about this when I found out, because I'm a little oblivious to it too, right? I've been talking to people that deal with it all the time, and I was asking questions about it, and then I remember something about definition of done. Like done is done. What do you mean?
No, but you want to know what she told me? This is what she told me. So I was like, yeah, because like in the corporate world, like we manage expectations differently. Like in military, if I'm like, yo, I'm going to have that convoy out at 5:00, the convoy is going to be out at 5. If I have to have a battalion ready to train up to deploy, they have to be ready to deploy, right? But in the corporate world, we have to manage expectations. And she's like, no, that's not what that means. I said, okay, well, what is the military? What does it mean? Because you obviously have a bias about how I work. Because this is how I took it. I was like, you obviously have something against me, or I am myself. And she goes, military people, Whit's going to laugh about this because she knows who I'm talking about. She goes, military people, you don't take into consideration feelings in managing feelings and emotions. I nearly was like, what the fuck? I just paid someone $250,000 to do something, and you want me to manage feelings and expectations and emotions? I do manage feelings, expectations, and emotions. They're my own freaking feelings and emotions to tell you not to shut the F up. You know what I mean? Gosh, jeez. I cannot right now. This is because of Agile.
Oh, jeez.
Yo, my goodness. Like, oh my goodness. I'm done. Oh my God. And then she said it in such like she was giving me a gift. Like I received a gift.
Oh, okay. Like learning moment.
Like yeah, she was like, yeah.
The more you know.
I was like, I received a gift. And what would you know? What do you know? Like our organization, what do they have a problem with? Delivering on deadlines. And because they have a problem with delivering on deadlines, they're now saying, well, there's a lot of bureaucracy there. Because that's what they blamed delivering deadlines on. And I'm like, no. The reason why we don't deliver deadlines is because you don't like to be told there's a deadline. Because you have a whole generation of leaders who've been paid to just manage expectations, to say, I know you wanted this, but we're going to give you this. And then they get promoted. And now they're running the country. I can't stand it.
It's everything.
That's what you get for taking me down this agile workflow.
My bad.
That's what you get for taking me down this path. Y'all want to know? Jeez.
And we're going to gamify it, package it, sell it, and then you're going to pay $90 for a digital copy of it.
No. See, that's that. I refuse to believe Japanese do business like this. I refuse to believe Japanese do business like this.
Oh my God.
Now we're talking about like, what is the other one? What is the one Toyota created? Lean 6. That has no feelings whatsoever.
One sec, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Oh my goodness. Agile work. I'm sure there is one. Gosh. Yeah, man. That happened all today, man. And that happened all today. I'm an agile viewer. Are you?
Well, I didn't have any conspiracy theories to bring with me this time because
I don't know.
it's getting way too real.
You got me going too much. I'm like heated. I'm like upset. Like right now. It's like my work. It's like one of the few times like my work came to the podcast. A little too real. You know what I mean? Oh my. Oh my goodness.
But you imagine, like, how do they? I mean, like, I know some of the people in the audience probably don't know what we're talking about, but I really don't understand how, is that how game development goes? Like,
It is how game development goes. It is how
wow.
game development
Yeah.
goes, and then CEO gets paid. All right. Well, look, I got a couple of people I didn't see. We got Mel coming through. I didn't see him, and then we got Joe.
Well, glad I could stop by. Shout out to everybody in chat. Thanks for having me on, and you guys have a great night. Have a great rest of the show. And I will see you later.
Later, Lo-Fi. That's Lo-Fi getting me heated today. It's like last time I had Decoy. Now it's Lo-Fi. Oh, getting me heated. Mel, what's going on?
Hey, not much. I have no idea what we're talking about anymore.
Oh,
I don't know what that was about.
It was about project management frameworks.
Okay. All right. Well, I got that much, but like
that's
before.
All you need to know. That's all you need to know. All right, let's go into it. Guys, Extra Life reviews here.
Thanks.
Mel, the one and the only. What's going on, Mel?
Thank you. Not much. Just hanging out. It's a lot emptier here now.
I just saw that. Where's all our? Are we moving?
Yeah, I'm moving. So I'm packing up. We're going to the UK. Back there. Yeah, leaving Canada.
You're leaving Canada for the UK.
Yeah.
Can we ask why? Is it
Well, mostly because my brother, he's getting a placement there because he went to med school and now he's becoming a doctor, but also because we were born there, so it's easy to go back there as well.
Oh my goodness. Can you tell us, like, what are you going to be, London-ish or somewhere else-ish?
Kind of near, hopefully we're looking at like Kent area, if anyone knows what that is, but yeah, somewhere near there.
My goodness. So we're gonna miss you. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're still make content though, right?
Yeah, no, it's not like I've like decided, I'm done. I'm finished for the lecture. No, it's obviously going to continue. It's just I might have to take a little bit of a pause, like while I'm there, while we're looking for a house and whatever. But yeah,
while you're like moving,
yeah,
I guess like maybe can't do it. Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for awesome job on your brother for placing in.
Thank you.
So that's where he's placing, right? So that's like his first. That's
his
residency?
Yeah. And he actually got his because he had like a list of them. So he chose one, like the top choice, and he got it today. So that was awesome.
Oh, cool. So what is his can you tell us anything about the residency? Like which type is he going in for? Because he just graduated med school.
Yeah.
And
so he just wants to be like a general family doctor.
We need a lot of those.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's super dope.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. Well, exciting times moving to the UK. Obviously, I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And I was in London for like 3 or 4 days. 3 days actually. And I really liked it. It was the first time I really ever got to like walk around over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was London, so it's like a little different.
Yeah, I mean, the main city is really nice. Outside of it, there's like sections and pockets where it can be nice and sections where it's not so nice, but
I would imagine. But I feel like when even the not so nice places, because they speak with a London accent, I feel like it's like how dangerous can you be? You're talking like I'm joking.
Try him and you'll see.
Yeah. So Grant, this is Mel. His name's Extra Life Reviews. His Shades of Purple is 122, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and check it out. It's one of those. He does game reviews, really in depth, really great games. I just randomly ran across like your videos. I was like, yo, you play like the games I play, but you do the reviews like so well. So are you gonna play Blue Prince or Prince?
Yeah,
Blue?
I'll give it a shot. I don't know if I'll review it. I'll see. It's still stacked. I'm still working on my Avowed review. Then I've got the Like a Dragon one and Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then there's like all these other games are coming out. Like South of Midnight I haven't touched yet. That came out yesterday. And then Clear Obscure Expedition 33 is in a couple of weeks. It's just too many games.
You got a lot. All right. Well, I'm in the middle of South of Midnight. I'm playing it both on stream and off stream. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, the only reason I don't put it is it's a cool story. I just feel like Karma gets in and gets out really quick. Yeah. And like it's like maybe a 4-hour game max.
Oh, it's a Karma based game?
Karma's a different game.
You're talking about Karma. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Karma's a different one. It's like that one that's like 1984-ish, like TVs as heads and stuff.
Okay.
But no, I South of Midnight's cool. Karma's cool, and then I think I said the next one after that's gonna be the Midnight Walk.
Okay, I've never heard that one. What's that one about?
The Midnight Walk. It's one that's done totally out of clay.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
With like the candle dude, and it's like kind of horror. And
is that that's out now?
No, it's
okay. Oh,
after I finish this one, I should be going on to that one.
Oh, okay.
Assassin's Creed Shadow, I am playing, but it's an Assassin's Creed game, so it's like 2
Yeah.
to 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
Look,
2 to 3
yeah, if you've played Assassin's Creed or like one of the previous ones, you've played Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's all I'm gonna say. That's like a TLDR version of my review.
No, it's but I think it's solid. Solid.
It's not a bad game. It's just if you've played these before, I mean, it depends on the kind of player that you are, and if you like that kind of thing, go for it. But if you don't want more of it and it's the same thing, then I wouldn't recommend it. But
no, I agree. I think it's good. Obviously I was going to support it. You already knew that, Mel. Like we're gonna support what they were doing. So, but no, I thought it was cool. And then, so tell us, so Mel, you all, if you want to get a very thorough Nintendo Switch review, check out his channel. He does very in depth. He goes through everything, what he liked, what he didn't like, the questions he had about it. And you like reviewed in like, because there's certain things I've thought about it that then I had to go back after you talked about it. It's like, oh, I did misinterpret that. So thought it was really good.
Thanks, man. I didn't realize it was going to be as nearly as long as it was. Like I just sat there. It was the original footage was an hour and 8 minutes, and then I was going through it, and I was like, surely I can cut it down. I make a lot of mistakes. Then it turned out to be 37 minutes long. And I'm like, holy shit, might be too long. I don't know.
No, you dropped it. I was like, I was like, okay, I gotta set aside Friday for this one.
And then obviously I talked about that one controversial thing, which I then walked back when I realized, and especially after your stream, and I realized that it's all, misreporting. We don't know for sure. And then I even made like a clarification thing, even on TikTok as well. Yeah.
No, it's still good. It's interesting. So what are your thoughts overall? Like just
overall? Yeah, I mean, I think I think everything that we saw at the presentation was like grade A, and it was really solid. And it's everything that I wanted from it. Right. The two biggest things for me were really the 4K support and the 1080p screen, like basically just having an improvement of what we had before, right? And then better Joy-Cons and yada yada. And the price is fine. I have no problem with the price of the Switch itself. The problem really comes in with the games, and what they are being priced now. Obviously, it seems like now that we know that Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be $70, and then Mario Kart World will be $80. There's like a weird difference in price there. And so I assume moving forward now they're going to be doing it like on a case-by-case basis. So in some ways it could be good, but then in some ways maybe not. I'm not sure. It depends on, like, we have to wait and see how that looks like, but I don't know.
But that's how it was before, right? Like, you had Tears of the Kingdom at 70.
Yeah.
And you had
Tears of the Kingdom was like the only case where that like every other game was
60.
Like set at 60. Right.
Yeah.
But for this, it seems like with your first two games that you're coming out with, them there being a sort of
variance.
Variance. Yeah. It's just to me that every game might be like a variance there as well, and not just like one blanket thing. I don't know.
So would you prefer there to be would you prefer it to all be one price?
I mean, if it were, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't want to pay even, but like I would hope that it's all 70, right? Like I think we all assume that it would be going up and mention the other games, right? But now if we're pushing everything to or a lot of games to 80 and stuff, like I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about that because it's a $20 increase from before. Yes, I know a lot of people talk about inflation and if you adjust for it and back in the 90s, but look, we're not in the 90s anymore. We're comparing from the last time, And back then in the 90s, yes, it was harder to manufacture.
Smells like
So-
I was 1 years old back in the 90s. Like,
Actually, no, I was just born in the 90s. I was born at the end.
yeah, right.
October
Like
99.
99. Like,
Yeah,
right.
I
You're
wasn't
like
even.
way,
Yeah,
you're way
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
yeah.
So, what do you think about this idea, right? Because, like, based on his idea, he said, like, replayability. How I know I justified the Cherry Man. So, what if all the games are majority 60 to 70?
If that's the case, then I don't have a problem with it. But I feel like it's going to be majority 80. I don't know.
You
I
think
don't-
majority 80?
Yeah, yeah. And then obviously you even talked about it, I think, in one of your videos where you're saying like, and a lot of people have been talking about it, that now this kind of gives room for others to now push it up, like GTA 6 as well.
Oh, yeah. GTA 6 was
100. Yeah. I mean, I guess that was always going to be the case.
Yeah,
but
I feel like it was
maybe
always-
even more so now. Like it's, I don't know.
Rebolica says she was going to college in 99. So
Oh, wow.
I was like, I know. Don't let that facial hair fool you. This is a youngin.
That's crazy, which is funny because a lot of people think I'm older than I am. Like they thought I'm older than I was for years. Like I think it was like last year or 2 years ago, my neighbor thought I was like 28 or and I've had some friends think I was 30. I'm like, when I was 18.
You're talking to people who saw like
I'm
28
like-
and 30 like
I'm
20
sorry.
years ago. You're like, he's like, they thought I was super old, like 28 and 30. And I'm like, man.
I mean, I think I have a
Like,
baby
get
face,
it
to be
right.
quite honest. I think I look younger than I am, but because you see other kids that are younger than even me, and I'm like thinking that they're much older, and yeah,
No, y'all are just growing up so fast. Growing up so
Yeah.
fast, you're aging so fast. I say it's all the screen time. That's what I
yeah,
say.
yeah, and just all the shit that's going on in the world, but
Yeah, no, the stress has
Yeah.
got y'all. Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all lived through
yeah.
a lot.
yeah.
You lived through a lot. You didn't get the tranquil
Mhm.
like 94 to 99.
Yeah, living in that sort of, well, not total ignorance, but more so, I guess.
Yeah.
Pre 9/11 was a lot different.
Yeah, no. Well, no, we'll see, man. We'll see how this all pans out. Like, obviously, I'm gonna get it. I'm interested. I think I'm interested in. Obviously, there's maybe like 3 or 4 Nintendo franchises, so it's not like I am purely a Nintendo person. Like, I think, like Reanimal, Little Nightmares 3, a couple of those games. I don't think they'll be priced at that
Oh
price.
no, but definitely their first party.
Yeah, their first party will be there. And a lot of people ask, like, have we seen PlayStation or Xbox, like their marquee first? And I would be like, we haven't seen that. Like, we saw South of Midnight, which I don't think is like a marquee title of
Mhm.
theirs, even though I do think it's a great game. But I think the first test we're gonna get, in my opinion, that I'm gonna be looking for is Doom. Where do they
Ooh,
they
yeah.
price Doom? That is a big one. And
I was actually expecting that one to show up in the showcase. Oddly enough,
oh,
I
this
don't know
one
why.
in
Yeah.
the Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch, but there was no Xbox there, so
Yeah, I know. I just thought as a surprise they threw in Silk Song, so I was like, why not? But yeah, I don't know.
yeah. No, they threw in Silk Song, right? But they didn't throw any. I think their Xbox is waiting for their own,
yeah.
their whatever they do in
I
June.
mean, they did show off. I'm just saying, like, I was thinking maybe they would be like, oh, it's also coming to the Switch too, just like as a quick like.
Quick thing.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know,
no,
man.
I don't know.
If it can play Diablo, if it can play, it should be able to play Diablo. If it can play Doom,
Mhm.
we'll see. I don't know if it was gonna play Doom.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, we had Doom at 2016 and Eternal on the Switch, so maybe they made like a lower spec version.
We'll
You could put
see.
like Hogwarts Legacy and Cyberpunk, so why not?
We'll see. I don't know. All right, so that's the big one, y'all. Will we see Doom? I mean, the Dark Ages. Doom. That's the one. If Doom: The Dark Ages comes out at 80, we know, like, okay, that's the baseline for first party going forward. And but if it comes out at 70, that's going to be interesting.
Does it not have a price tag already of 70?
Doom? I don't
No?
think Doom does. I haven't seen Doom.
Huh.
I just know it has a release date.
Dark Ages. Xbox. Yeah. It says it's. I mean, I don't know what it is.
70,
I assume it's the same.
$69.99?
Yeah, it says $89.99 for me because Canadian. So yeah, it has the price tag here.
$89.99 Canadian is what?
So that's
like what, $20 USD?
Yeah, so 70. The 70 USD.
You didn't catch it. Does it? So 890 Canadian. All right.
$90 games here are what you play.
It's about 65 USD. So they're saying, okay, there we go. Yeah. There we go. I mean, Xbox is a weird one because you also can get it on Game Pass. So it's always like, I think they're testing that out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mel, thanks for so much. When do you move, Mel?
We have to move out by mid-May.
Okay.
So I'm gonna miss Doom, unfortunately. But
no, I think Doom's June.
No, it's at the end of May, isn't it?
Is it May?
Yeah, May 14th.
Oh wow, you're gonna miss it. You're right. You're gonna miss that, and you're gonna miss the Midnight Walk.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I will go back to review them when I have time, but.
Well, we're waiting for all your reviews. Well, Mel, thank you so much, y'all. Thanks, Ambi, for dropping Mel's link in there. Mel's great.
Thank you.
As you can see, you're always welcome here, Mel. And if I don't get to see you until again, hopefully I do. Safe travels, man.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And congrats to your brother again.
I was telling you. Thank you.
Right. No problem. Thanks, Mel.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That was Mel, Extra Life Reviews. You all know, a huge fan of Mel and his reviews. He's my favorite game reviewer, actually. But with that, got Joe. Joe, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Purple? How are you?
Doing all right, Joe. Doing all right. What are you feeling like? What are you?
There's just a lot going on in the world and gaming and all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just
there's a ton.
The whirlwind right
now. Ton of stuff. It's whiplash every day.
Yeah, for sure. But I did get accepted to be they call it an enforcer at PAX, so I get to go for free, which is sweet. I just have to work the event a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, so like every day I'll work a shift for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, and then I'll get to enjoy PAX. So that'll be
super cool.
Yeah.
Like a win-win.
Yeah. Pretty stoked about that.
PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Super cool.
Yep. PAX East. They just announced a bunch of like the talks and developers and all sorts of stuff they got going on and stuff like that. So it sounds like they're going to have some pretty interesting stuff this year.
When is PAX East?
May 8th, 9th, 8th through 11th, I think is the dates.
See if I may try to get up there. I may try. Did you and your son ever come down to New York?
No, so still working on that. I'm just trying to, I don't want to drive, and I'm trying to figure like the most cost effective way to do it. I looked at the train, and like if we try to like just make it like a day trip thing, it's like kind of pricey. So we'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, but it's on the list of things to do.
No, that should be well. Let me know. Obviously, let me know. Obviously, they had their little Nintendo thing last week.
Yeah,
that I didn't get invited to. I don't know. Everybody who did, I feel like we're like known, like credentialed journalist type of people. But there may have been some bigger time streamers too. But
yeah, I mean, I really just want to see like because you see like the initial reviews and the hands-on and the reports that like the Cyberpunk build that they showed was 7 weeks old.
So it's better.
Well, it should be better when it actually comes out. Like it was running at 40 FPS in performance mode, and that dev build was 7 weeks old, running on a Switch. So by like the time it drops, you would think they're going to optimize the heck out of it to run well. Stuff like that, and some of the other titles and stuff and price tags and all that good stuff, what all that looks like, when the heck pre-sale is even going to happen.
Yeah, they've been delayed. They said they were going to delay it a week. Then,
Mhm.
you know, the tariff announcement came. They now have paused the tariff, but the
Yep.
pause, which I think everybody's seen that as like a win, and I'm like, pause. Like, you know, it's not, the uncertainty's still there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have my name out on like on Nintendo's thing,
Same.
Best Buy,
Same.
and I think
For
that
that, I think for the GameStop too,
yeah, I think
just to be like, whatever, just in case.
so I'm waiting patiently. I've heard that they had over 1 million of them stocked in the US
Like in a warehouse somewhere. Yeah.
in a warehouse somewhere at the end of February. Something I was thinking though about these tariffs, and we see this with certain liquors that are tariffed pretty high,
Hmm.
which is if the tariffs, everybody's like, oh, with the Switch be $700. I wonder if there's like what would the gray market be for a Switch? Like, will we start to see what we see with certain um I just know this with certain whiskeys where people bring them in and sell them at that point? Like, would we see like a secondary market that might be higher than which would be lower than the tariff, but higher than like Japan?
In the retail. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Japan, because Japan they're saying Japan's number is closer to 330, what they're selling it in Japan for,
Right.
which automatically is like basically undercutting the entire world.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm curious if that would.
Well, I think they got to take a hard look at it because they also have to factor in, like, with all the wonderful things happening in this country, what our economy will support. Like, at
Yeah.
what point does it get too high when people are like, oh, like, I'm still paying $5 for eggs. Like, I'm not going to pay $600 for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a breaking point. I mean, I know the fan base is, pretty loyal and pretty critical of the price tag, but at the end of the day, it's like, you and I are not their target audience. It's little
Yeah.
Johnny who's like, Mom, like Billy down the street
It's little
has
Johnny's
Switch
parents.
2, and I
Little
want.
Johnny's parents.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Going into the summer and hanging out with their friends, and now with all the social aspect tie-in, you know what I mean? Like that's clearly who the target audience is with all the social stuff and all of that jazz, which is fine. I mean, I get, as a company, I understand why they went that route to a degree. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what how it all shakes out when we finally figure it out.
Yeah, we have, yeah, there's no such thing, or squids. Squids is there's like a Rudix squid. Rudix has a business that's about cannabis. Where's old Rudix? No, I think it's gonna be interesting. I just think it's really interesting that a lot of gamers are like this is they don't quite understand. I think they're getting educated on this now because they're like, what do you mean that this is going to cost
And I also think it's like the brand too, because if you look on the flip side, on like the PC side, like people were paying whatever, like you said, $100 and some odd dollars for the ultra mega Baldur's Gate 3 edition that, whatever. You know what I mean? Like on a PC, and they're like, oh, they accept that. Like, it comes with a little 12-inch statue and a high five and a handshake. Like, cool, let's do it. But Nintendo's like, we're going to raise our prices. And like the whole world is on fire.
Well, yeah. Well, I look at the graphics card, right? NVIDIA, like if those tariffs hit NVIDIA, your 5090s are spiking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Everything. I wouldn't
like they already spiked.
Everything's gonna spike.
They're already spiked. So that's where I think it's really that it's interesting. And that's why I say digital, right? I don't know if they could probably figure a way to tariff digital. I don't know. But or just tax it. They would just tax digital, a digital purchase. And so I think it's interesting, like World Economics 101 and how this is affecting but it's always affected gamers. Like I just don't think gamers pay attention to like the reason why you don't see, let me see, what's a country? Why Brazil, you have more PC gamers than console gamers is because of Brazil's tariff on consoles.
So this is the exact reason why when you release a game on Steam, they let you adjust your pricing per country, right? Because like a $59.99 game here in the US, if you sold that for comparatively the same price in a place like Brazil, it becomes vastly unaffordable for someone to purchase that product. You know, so you have to take their economy and their currency and all that. You can't just do like the straight apples to apples conversion, because it actually prices them out of even being able to purchase your game. So I know, like on the Steam side, you know, you can adjust country by country.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. There's so many things I've been seeing online that I'm just like, wow. Like I saw someone talk about like, why don't we just go back to the barter system? Like where you literally like I literally saw a gamer arguing to like going hard, like literally going super hard on we should go back to the barter system.
I would love to see the world just like for a week, make it where there's no live service games, no multiplayer games. The only way you're playing a multiplayer game is with another person in person at the same location. Like go old school with it and see how long people last. Like they, you know, people can't even like function without tap to pay with their dang iPhone. Like you gotta swipe a debit card, and people are like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. You know, and like the whole gaming aspect, like they, you know, I think it, at least on the Nintendo side, like people have been spoiled for quite a while. When you think about
gamer a lot. I mean, I would
gaming
say,
in general has been kind of spoiled, to be honest.
I would say gaming, and I mean, I think, I mean, like we could talk about gaming, but I think the entire economy, right? There's just a lot of things. We didn't want to pay expensive prices, but that came at the cost somewhere else, right? And so now
And now we're on the other end. We're paying so much. Like if you tie it back to gaming, we're paying these folks, and you could argue right, wrong, indifferent, whatever. But you know, X amount of developers on a team, they're all making a 6-figure salary. And like that's why these games need to make a crap ton of money, because they need to recoup all that. It's not like dudes like me, or like, you know, I could only wish to have the success the guy that made Balatro had. It's not like it's a single dude show, you know, in their basement making, you know, making Mario Kart or whatever, you know. They got to pay all those folks, you know, and having like looked for software developers, you know, like to recruit them for like major companies, you know, they come right out of college being like, cool, like 150 is my starting. And I'm like, you've done nothing besides graduate college.
Starting.
Yeah.
People who never see 150 don't even get half of 150. And just because this is a podcast, and I do get a couple of listeners who do listen to the whole podcast, I think Jeff and Simpleton are exactly right about the barter system. And just for anybody who's super curious, I'll take a little minute and a half to describe why the barter system cannot work. Really fast, right? The barter system is where you trade goods. So Jeff was doing a red paperclip, or Simpleton had a red paperclip. Jeff had a Nintendo Switch 2. The reason you don't do a barter system is because every single time you have to trade, you have to find someone who needs what you have to trade, right? And so it becomes very hard to do multiple transactions with multiple people. Sure, you may trade your paper clips with the person who does plumbing, but you got to find a plumber who wants paper clips, right? And it just keeps going harder and harder and harder to do multiple transactions. So that's why we have a monetary system in which we've kind of set a baseline for goods. If you want to debate it, please put it in the comments. But that is why we don't have a barter system. I have to do it. I have to, like, there are people who literally, like, I am tired of hearing about, like, this is why we're in this mess. So yeah, but no,
I'm still excited for the Switch too. Don't get me wrong. With all the hoopla and hubbub and whatever, like I think I still stand by that they did decent with their stream. Like there were some technical problems. People freaked out about Silk Song, and it was like a proof of life video. Like that's what it felt like. It wasn't even like a trailer.
I made a video about like the only reason I would take Silk Song being delayed is because it's going to be launched with the Switch.
Right. Like they could have showed the logo with like an like heartbeat EKG monitor or something, you know? I mean, like it literally, that's it. Like it still exists. Okay, cool. You know, but based on the fan base and everything else, I mean, I think the Switch 2 will do well. Yeah. And I'm, you know, hopefully I can get my hands on one, and I am working on creating content. It's just slow and steady, and I'm working on my game, and I'm working on 3D printing cool stuff.
If you have not checked out what Joe is doing, he's doing tons of stuff in Star Wars. He did the Mario little box. He did the Mario box. He's doing all this. I have no idea how he does it, but it looks pretty cool. Like, what are you?
The piggy bank was I did that on like an older machine for my kiddo, like the little Mario question mark thing. So I'm working on right now. I'm working on making it's called a pit droid. It's like the little droids that fix things from Star Wars or whatever. I'm working on making like a life size one of those, so it'll be like 3.5 feet tall when it's all said and done. Yeah. So.
No, I think 3D printing is so crazy because I think like that's the way we're gonna build like those big like things in space, like those big city things in space. Like,
well, I think Nintendo will probably sue me. But I thought of an awesome idea to 3D print when I get a hold of a Switch 2 and I can actually like measure a Joy-Con. You know how you can flip them and use them as mice?
Yes.
Make like a shell that can go over the Joy-Con so it has like that form factor, like of a mouse.
Oh, I am really looking forward to the. I like
3D print it. You know, I mean, like I said, it might last for a little bit before they try to sue the pants off you, but.
No, I think you could do it. You start up an Etsy store.
Yeah, you probably just couldn't mention like Switch. It'd have to be like.
I think you could. I think you could say like, "Hey, here's an accessory." Are you saying you would create? You're just saying you would create a shell to the Joy-Con.
Right. Like if this is if this is the Joy-Con, you know, and you're using it this way as a mouse, it's just like a thing that goes over it to make it more of a form factor of an actual mouse. So your hand, you know, I got big hands, so like. Holding the little Joy-Cons.
I think you could say something like fits the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. Yeah. I think you could say something like that. But no, I think that because there's so many people on Etsy who have like Switch carrying cases and stuff. So like but no, I would definitely like one of the videos I just recorded, I'll probably release on Sunday. I talk about 2 of the games I'm really looking forward to playing, and both of them use a Joy-Con. So I'm really excited about.
Are you looking forward to playing? What is it? Something X something? What is that one? The wheelchair one? I keep calling it.
That's not one. The ones I'm looking forward to are ones where you need It's anytime you have to get around a map, like you're building something like Hotel
I thought the golf tech demo I thought looked cool.
That little thing like that.
Yeah, like that. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I think there's definitely potential. I could see Jeff. He won't get the Switch 2, but the spray painting one. I thought that was
power washer or whatever. I could see it for like a power wash simulator.
Yeah, it was like this one was like literally like a spray paint.
I could see it for what is that game? Not Only Up, like the one where you climb or whatever, you know, and you keep climbing.
Oh, there's a couple of those. There's a couple like
those type of games where you have to use both Joy-Cons to like. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. No, I could see a lot of utility in it. But for me particularly, it's stuff like Hotel Architect, which I just played from Wire Productions, which I actually did play that on the PC, and just things that you kind of, it's just anything real time strategy. Like it's just a lot easier to move around the map with
Mm.
but when you mix in real time strategy with uh action adventure, you kind of need the ability to do both, right?
Yeah.
And you can do that with PCs. I understand that, but um I think that would be kind of cool. I actually like the death wheelchair game. It was not a death game,
No,
simpleton.
they should have called it like Murder Ball or whatever. You know, you know what I'm talking about? Like all the guys
Jeff
in
is
wheelchairs.
trolling you. Jeff is trolling you.
Oh, that's fine. Jeff does that all the time. I just ignore Jeff. That's fine.
He's just first person shooter.
It is. I stand by that wholeheartedly. It is. It's a
not
reticle
hitting.
in the center of a screen that you point at something and pull a trigger. But yeah, no.
Jeff
Yeah, they
is
should have
not
called it
get-
Murder
Oh,
Ball.
he is getting one. Jeff is getting one. Okay, I did not know that, Jeff. Jeff is getting.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Actually, Jeff would get it. He gets everything. He's a retro gamer. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think that. I don't know why I didn't think that, Jeff. You're right. You're right.
He's the retro gamer, but what he's gonna get a Switch 2 to play like all the
his
stuff you can
GameCube
play with
games.
NSO, like Nintendo Switch Online stuff, which you could play on a regular Switch.
I guess. I
Besides
don't know,
GameCube?
but Jeff's a gamer. I mean, he gets everything. He gets everything. That's my bad, Jeff.
How can Jeff make content without one? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Jeff's pivoting to a Nintendo channel. That's right.
I think Jeff he creates it. But he has a lot of partnerships. So there's that. He has a ton of partnerships. So I could see him. And he has a lot of indie partnerships. We covered some indie games earlier, Jeff. Just so you know. Tell me how I will play GameCube on Switch 1. I thought it does play.
You won't be able to because I think GameCube's going to be. I think they said the GameCube is like Switch 2 exclusive.
Really?
I think they did. I'd have to double check that, but I believe
I don't really use NSO like that, so that's weird.
Yeah, I don't play a ton on it. I have it, but I haven't played a ton on NSO. I've been playing a lot of Mario Odyssey, waiting for the train.
Mario's. I have not played any of them.
You haven't?
I haven't played any of the Marios.
Oh, Mario Odyssey, super fun.
That's what Ambi tells me.
It's super fun.
And I tell him the same thing I tell everybody else. I never really was a Mario fan, but I do want to play Mario Wonder.
Yeah, Wonder does look cool. That's on my list. That's on my list of things to play. I've been playing that. What else have I played this week? We'll wait for the train. Some Little Nightmares. So that's been fun. Yeah.
The Clubhouse Games update. I had that game on DS. So you are. Oh my god. You actually, Rabaka. You know, Rabaka, I was thinking about you earlier when I showcased one of my games. One of the games today, which is Speedrunner. I thought that would be kind of cool for the competitive platforming game. I thought that would be a cool game. Maybe probably Zarina. Probably maybe I'm thinking Zarina. I was thinking one of the Canada families. I was like they who plays a lot, but I thought that was. But you really okay? So you played the Clubhouse game. Cool. That's super cool. That's coming out. So, but they're gonna have a lot. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll go to Canada to pick up my Switch. Who knows? I'm not serious. Who knows?
Hopefully it doesn't come to that. They might not let you back in. You know, I mean, they get stuff.
I have a driver's license that has enhanced, means I can cross the border without a passport. Supposedly, that's what they told me.
Enhanced, interesting.
They said that. They said they have the real ID.
Yeah, I get the real ID.
But they had another thing called enhanced.
I haven't heard about this.
It was enhanced. It was $32 extra.
Mm-hmm.
And they said I could cross the land borders in some Caribbean.
Oh, Jeff is saying it doesn't work anymore because they used agile methodology to determine.
Are you serious? Enhanced does not work. No. What? Hey, Lindsay. Hey, I was in Lindsay's chat earlier watching Mario Kart. And for y'all who don't, Mario Kart, like that game's like 8 years old, and Linz's Mario Kart lobbies were packed. What? No, y'all are kidding me. Are you serious? Enhance?
I did all this extra stuff for
No, I
enhanced, and
did.
now
I
it doesn't
definitely
work.
did all this. I paid.
Yeah,
Y'all
I mean,
talk
for the
about
real-
$80 games. I paid $30-something extra for this driver's license.
for enhanced, yeah,
Enhanced driver's license.
it's just a sales gimmick. Yeah, because I'd never heard of this enhanced thing. I'm tracking on the Real ID, but
No, they're saying it. They're saying it still works. They're saying it still works. The enhance in Canada to USA does. In Canada to USA does. Wait, you're saying enhanced? Who's not taking it?
so you're not going to be able to come back.
They're saying the US is not accepting enhanced anymore? What? This is ridiculous right now. The whole point of getting enhanced was from this dude's prior administration, and you're telling me I can't get enhanced? What? This is like almost like the agile conversation. This is like, I did not hear this. I did not hear this. Literally, all my brother and my mom are both like, well, we don't have enhanced, so they're gonna go tomorrow to get enhanced. And if you tell me,
Yeah, USA wants an official passport or Nexus.
what? What's a Nexus? What's a Nexus?
I don't know what Nexus is. I'm tracking on what a passport is.
I don't know. I know
But
what
you
a
can do.
Nexus
I know
is.
you can do it with the passport card. It doesn't have to be like the book. That I do know.
I just take the book, right? Like I take the book, but what's a Nexus? I know what a Nexus is for a VA claim, but what's a Nexus like in
I
general?
don't think that's what we're talking about here.
That's all I know.
That's
That's
all
all
I
I
know,
know.
too.
That's the only time I ever need to know the word Nexus in
It's
government.
like an OG. It's an OG Google phone, and I'm tracking.
I know
it
that
for
one.
the VA. Yeah, that's it.
Whatever y'all talking about. I feel like y'all know more. Look at this. This is how you know Canada is getting ready for war, because they're like, we know the enemy better than the enemy knows the enemy. And like that is how I know. My dad drives Canada US transport trucks. He has a Nexus pass to cross the border. So okay, so maybe that's like a commercial thing.
Is that like a Canada thing? Like
Is
you
it
get
like
Nexus
a
in Canada?
Nexus versus a pass? Let me see.
Now Ross is saying his coworker has a Nexus. Do we mean Lexus? Is there
No,
confusion
they
happening here?
mean a real Nexus. A Nexus card is a trusted traveler program card that facilitates expedited border crossings between the United States and Canada, while a passport is a document required for international travel to most. So what's the whole point of between a Nexus and an enhanced? I thought that was the whole point of the enhanced.
Yeah, they just got you. They took their 30
They
bucks.
literally got me. If I cannot.
How we doing,
But
Len?
here's the thing that pisses me off about this. It's not Canada that's not taking the enhanced. The United States is not going to take the enhanced.
Right, that's how they got you. The United States charged you $30, thinking that like this is going to help you out, but in reality, they're just like, haha, we can fund
Yeah, no,
Donnie
in
P's next golf
reality,
trip.
in order to go, I literally still need to have my passport to go to Canada. So that it defeats the purpose of the enhanced. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
You can't
Like,
win today. You
I
can't
don't know
win
what
today.
to say now. Like, y'all complain about $80 games. like this is at least I get something for that. I get nothing for this. And this is a program that was started last time. Oh my goodness. I have Rouser. I have no idea. How is this not like a thing? How am I just now finding out about this thing?
Because there's too much other chaos going on.
You literally.
it's getting buried.
How can you imagine this? Is this a thing he did? This can't be a thing he did. When did?
Oh, it totally could be. He's doing all sorts of things.
What? Let me see this.
Did you see the thing about Annapolis?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's literally. What? I'm just like, it's weird, man. It's weird. This world's weird, man. I don't know.
Did you see the story about Annapolis? This is the only thing I'll bring up. Did you see the story about
which one about Annapolis? Air Force Academy? Another one about the Air Force Academy.
No, the Maritime. Yeah, the Maritime Academy or whatever.
The Naval Academy?
Yeah, Naval Academy. Okay. There we go. They removed a bunch of books from the library.
What?
There were DEI. Like how not to be racist or something.
That's what they did?
Yeah, that's what they did to be in line with the executive orders and all that stuff. Any DEI related topics got removed from the library.
But
we're supporting clean coal at work, so that's cool.
Clean coal.
Clean coal, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's clean coal?
Who knows? But we're doing it.
It's like cold fusion. No, that's not a real
No,
thing.
that's
I don't care how many times you've seen the same.
It's different. Yep, clean coal. Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know, like.
So I get why Nintendo's skittish about wanting to.
After this debacle,
it's the Wild West. It's the Wild West. Because a lot of because they already, anybody that's worked on a hardware device or been involved with any type of product, they already had their profit.
This is literally like a microcosm of the economy right now.
Yeah.
I bought the enhanced so I could do something. I already paid for it. It's done. Okay. And now they changed something and it's worthless. So now I have to if I did not have something else, I have to go pay for that now. That's literally a microcosm. That's I don't know, man. Why do you not have? I do have a passport. I have a passport.
How do you think? The point is, if she did not have a passport, she would have paid for this one thing to fulfill the requirement.
Yeah, the whole
would have to subsequently go pay for a passport.
The whole point is I don't always want to take my passport. Right? That's the whole point. And so, especially to Canada, because I always leave the Montreal casino up positive, which is 2 times. But regardless, 100% track record. And I just wanted it. Why even offer it? I was I'll be double checked and secure. But I have a passport. That's how I came back from London. They didn't even check it. They did check it. It took 2 seconds. Which I thought was really weird, actually. Because they always check me out. They always I went through if I don't get an extra security scan, I'm you didn't do it right. Because I always get the double. Let me see your hands. Let me see your feet. Do you want to go in the back? It always happens. and so this time when she let me back in, I was bad training. You didn't I'm on some no-fly zone somewhere. I'm sure of it. So, but yeah, I do have that. If you have a person, then what is the issue? The issue is I paid $32 for this, Jeff. That's the issue. The issue is I just did this like not too long ago because I just changed out
Was
my
there like
text.
extra stuff you had to do besides the $32? Like I know with like the real ID, you gotta like extra documents and blah blah blah. And like, was
I
there
can't
other
remember because
extra?
I was doing everything. So it was like my
Yeah,
Texas to New York driver's license,
okay,
and
that's always a pain too.
yeah, and so like it was like they were doing a lot of stuff. Like they were doing that. They were doing the veteran
Yep,
designation.
yep. That's like
Obviously
the
I wear
easiest one.
glasses. They were doing some corrective lens stuff. They were like
Mhm.
they're doing a lot of stuff. And so but I paid. That's the whole point. The whole point is I paid for something that I'm not getting anymore. What's the CIS list?
Oh, so Rebolica says it says the New York enhanced license. So this sounds like a New York specific thing. Is valid to return from the U.S. at land or sea crossings from Canada, Mexico, and some Caribbean islands. Not valid for flights.
Okay, so okay, we're good. Thank you. Rebolica pulled me off from the edge. Like I was okay. I'm okay with that.
So you're driving to Canada or something.
Yeah, like or I take the train, right? Because we have a train, right? I can take Amtrak, right, from Penn Station to
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can take Amtrak Penn Station to Montreal.
Okay, yeah. That's where I would come into when I come to New York. I'd come into Penn Station.
So I'm okay. No flights. I'm all right. I'm all right there. I wasn't okay. But no, that was the problem. It's like I literally just paid for this thing, and now they're saying me like I wouldn't even be mad if Canada said to punish the United States, we're not taking your enhanced anymore. I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, yeah, we got into like an economic trade war with Canada. I get it. But the fact that you're like the US said you can't use what the US sold you, that for some reason, maybe it's just me, that crossed just another line. I'm not even going to be like that's the red line. No, like that just crossed another. That was just like, oh, like yeah, that too.
I got two final questions for you, Pert, before I drop.
All right.
One, how long before we see like, and this might exist, I could be ignorant and not know, before we see some like presidential simulator type game where you get to be like Supreme Overlord, right? And number two, how long before we see like some type of RPG game based on economic trade war?
It seems like both games that you could make right now.
Or like some builder type game, like city builder, but it's economic trade war, and you have to revitalize American manufacturing or something. I don't know.
I think you could do an RPG simulator, an RPG where you're the presidential advisor, and you have to like block the crazy shit that comes out. Like you have to like
yeah.
Like,
That probably would sell. That probably would sell.
Like, that's the one. Like, do you like lean into? Do you have money? Do you in like trade dealings? Do you lean into your funniness? Do you lean into like?
Do you have morals, or you're just gonna go rogue?
Like, you're like you're decked out, flags and everything, MAGA. Like you have like these different skill sets. Like, right? Do you lean into like the influencer side of things? Like, right?
It'd be like a stats and abilities, but
or
like
do you
like
lean into like good
health,
looking? Like, do you lean into good looking? Like, right? And you could have like, because there's only two gingers in his world, so you lean into the male female side of things. Like, you like which one? So are you like a female and you want to lean to good looking, or are you a female and you're like, because he said he has both of these around him, right? And then like throughout the game, you can like switch it up and get more bonus points. But the whole thing is that sometimes when you block them, that's going to lose you points. And sometimes when you try to block him, but you enable him at the same time, you gain points.
Mm-hmm.
I
and
think
then there has to be a mini game in it that's golfing.
Yeah. It's like a very like, I don't know. And then you could like, I don't know, auto generate levels to this thing. Like it. I'm just telling you. Like I think.
Oh goodness.
I think yeah. So I'm not
What's
saying
gonna
I would
happen?
play it. Like I don't
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
could play it. Like I would have to change all the coloring and stuff in it. It'd be too triggering. I think that's what they say in college. It would
Yeah.
trigger me.
Yeah.
But I think in the whole thing is I think his audience would eat it up, not realizing it's like a it's like they're the butt of the joke. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
boy.
They'll probably tell me like this is what not woke is. Something like that. Oh man, it's yeah. No, we gotta go, y'all. All right, we
Yeah.
got it
This
in
is,
night roster. We're
I'll
gonna
drop off so you can
yeah,
close out.
we're gonna close down. We're gonna close down here pretty much. I didn't realize it went so late. 10:30. But with that said, thanks, Joe. That's
Thank you.
Joe, maker of Bunker Breakout, also U.S. Army veteran. Also, thanks to our other two guests, Mel, obviously from Extra Life Reviews, coming in. And if you did not catch it or you're catching it right now, Mel is moving to the UK, so that's a big move. And in Lo-Fi, Lo-Fi has Lo-Fi came with Lo-Fi. I don't know how to put it other than that. But if you didn't catch it, he makes a great argument for subscription services or a great argument against subscription services. Depends on where you sit already on that fence. And if you want to go back, we showcased 7 games today. We talked about different things. Also talked about why the barter system is not the be all know all, but for some people it is. But with that, yeah, thanks everybody for coming by. Oh, Ross, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, today was a funk for me today. Like, also, I was that VP I told you all about. Like, I was in the city like until like 11 p.m. last night at a dinner with this person, and then I had to come in back into the city by 8:30 this morning. So that means I had to take the train at like 6:30 for breakfast. So for her to tell me why she doesn't what the emotional state of veterans are. So like it's been a long day for me. So yeah, but thanks guys for coming by. Also, we talked about Purple's thoughts on agile. So if you want that, go for it. But with that said, who I were wait, of course you did. Of course you did. But with that said, I'll see you all this weekend. If we don't play, I may do a double stream of South of Midnight. Really depends on, or if y'all want to play Orcs Must Die, let me know. Let me know in the Discord. But with that, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze. And look at Remy just waking up. Look at him. Look at my little pup. This is Purple Haze and Remy. And the proof is in the playing. Oh, Remy, you went down. All right, later, y'all. Take care. Guitar song. Boop, boop.